Welcome back to Album Review.
What's going on?
So what have you got for us this week?
Today we're talking about Lonerism by Tame Impala.
Okay.
So that's his 2012 album, second album, I believe. We listened to Currents, which was his 2015 album. I think we hit that in like March.
Yeah, sometime earlier this year.
So not too long from then yet, but I was really excited to listen to this album because I've listened to like half the songs before the album review, and I was pretty familiar with them, but I'd never heard the other half, so...
Yeah, I only knew like one or two songs off this album in particular. I knew all of Currents before we listened to it, but that was like a good refresher, and this one is just kind of like my first real dive into stuff I really don't know by him.
Okay, yeah, I was excited to listen to this, because I, like, one or two of these songs I've been listening to for years and years, and I just never thought to listen to this whole album.
Yeah.
So I felt I was due at least, so...
Yeah, for sure.
But we can get into the track list. There's 12 tracks.
Alright.
First track is Be Above It.
This one's pretty good. It has like the weird like kind of chant at the beginning.
Yeah, it's like someone whispering like, Gotta be above it. And it's interesting they kind of turn that into like the percussions beat, like the rhythm.
Yeah, I love when songs do that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Right away, he's kicking it off with like the psychedelic vibes. It's really a psychedelic rock album.
Yeah.
I wanted to describe it anyway.
Yeah, some people claim it as indie, but I definitely see more of like that psychedelic influence.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably more towards indie now than he was then.
I'd say so.
But yeah, I think his first album came out not too long before this, so this is really like a look into the beginning of his style, like what he sounded like.
His ascent to like the mainstream.
Yeah. His first album was 2010, so this is like less than 2 years after that.
Alright.
But yeah, I thought it was a good first track for sure.
Yeah, I think it was a really good one.
And right away you could tell like the drums is what this album is really heavy on.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of drums and synths on most of the songs. But it was a good one. And second track is Endors Toi.
Yeah, this is one I liked on my most recent listen to the album. This one I didn't really get at first, I guess I should say.
Yeah, this one I think I'd also heard like before and didn't save it with some of the other ones that I did.
Yeah.
But now, after listening to the album a couple times, I really do like this song a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And apparently that translates to "Go to Sleep" in French.
Oh, nice.
The title of the song, so it's interesting. But the next track is Apocalypse Dream.
This one's really good.
This one was good. It was one of the two longer tracks.
Yeah, there isn't too long of songs on this album, but the ones that are pretty good too.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a slow burner, but like, I don't know, the reverb and the way that he did like the layering in this song, it just gave it a very psychedelic, like ethereal sound almost.
Yeah, especially towards like halfway into the track where it gets like really out there with it.
Yeah, and again, like more really loud, like open sounding drums. I really love that about most of the songs on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this song he was kind of talking about like dreaming and like the weird feeling that it is when you like first wake up after dreaming and realize that everything that just felt so real just didn't matter. Like,
yeah.
So that's an interesting like idea that not too many people really make songs about, I guess.
Yeah, you don't hear many dream-esque songs, or at least like the idea of like the dream itself, not really like what goes on in the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting topics, honestly, in this album, and I mean...
I'd say a bit more diverse than Currents, honestly.
Oh, yeah. And the title being Lonerism, it kind of makes sense after listening to the album, because a lot of the themes that he talks about is kind of just, like, things that go through your mind when you're by yourself. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh, I'm thinking about sleeping, thinking about dreams, thinking about what could have been.
And later on in the album, you get into a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really good track. Honestly, I didn't know this one at all before.
Me neither.
Album, so, the next track is Mind Mischief.
This one was decent.
Yeah, this one was the first track that used a little bit more guitar and bass and less synth than the rest of the songs. But I thought this one was pretty good. It had a nice groove going to it, and there was a lot of like drum fills throughout this song. I remember it sounded pretty good. The last part of this song actually sounded like that 8D audio almost.
Yeah, where it like goes around your head.
I liked it. It sounded good with headphones on at least.
Oh yeah.
The next track is Music to Walk Home By.
This one was really cool.
This is one of my ones I've known the longest on this album. Is I really like this song.
This was probably one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, it feels like to me like a mixture of like music of the past, like Pink Floyd and stuff, mixed with like stuff that it sounded ahead of its time at the same time.
Yeah.
Because 2012, like I can't think of other music coming out at that time that was popular, at least, that like had this kind of sound to it.
No, I can't think either, because like a lot of stuff at the time was like more dance pop.
Yeah.
And like maybe some like new wave synth was in there too, but
yeah,
like at least in the indie scene there was a lot of this stuff, and Tame Impala is definitely the one that I think of.
Yeah, like there wasn't many people doing psych rock at the time, like in the early 2010s. Like,
yeah, like it kind of went away for a bit.
Yeah, I feel like this song and really this whole album, Kevin Parker just does a crazy job of creating like a psychedelic atmosphere with all the reverb and like the synths, and then like the vocals sounding distant at times and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of cool elements I really like. The next track is Why Won't They Talk to Me.
This one was another really good one. Another one of my personal favorites too.
Yeah, I really ended up liking this one. I didn't know this one at all, and it sounded super trippy again, and like there was barely any percussion at the beginning. I don't even remember if there was any. And then like the drums just suddenly come in before the chorus, and it sounded really cool.
Yeah,
changes the whole feel of the song.
Yeah, the whole vibe switch up is really cool in this song.
Yeah. The next track is Feels Like We Only Go Backwards.
I think this was the big hit off the album.
Yeah,
it might be the only song I really kind of knew before going into this album.
Yeah, this was one of the ones I was most familiar with for sure.
Yeah, and another really good one.
Yeah. It's probably, like, of the whole track list, it might be the poppiest song, or at least the most structured as, like, a pop song, kind of. So I think, because I was looking up, I googled something about this song, and a Reddit came up, and basically it was, like, Tame Impala fans saying that they wish this wasn't the most popular song on the album, even though it's good, because it's, like, the most poppy sound.
That's how I feel about, like, other bands. Like, this is a little off topic, but Avenged Sevenfold, like, when people say their favorite, the best song is Hail to the King, it's the most popular one.
Right.
I don't think it's the best one, but I do really like that song, and same goes for this one.
And now that Tame Impala's dropped a lot more music since then, there are other songs that people know him for way more than this one.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great song, personally.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's a really good one.
And, like, the whole idea of the song is kind of interesting, too, because he's talking about, like, either, like, relationships or, like, just someone not loving you back kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
So it was a nice...
He keeps it ambiguous, so it's not just, like, sappy love songs.
Yeah, you can interpret it how you, like, how it would fit with your life, kind of. It makes it very relatable in that way. The next track is Keep On Lying.
This one's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's one of those songs that was probably one of my lesser favorite tracks, if I had to say.
Yeah, I'd say so. This one, they were really going for the psychedelic feel, I feel like, because it even had, like, the section in the middle where there was no singing, and it was just, like, background chatter and, like, laughter and stuff. Really made me think of Pink Floyd.
Very reminiscent of something off of, like, Dark Side of the Moon.
For sure, yeah. But no, I thought, like, that middle part of the song where there was no singing, like, it still sounded cool. But, like, yeah, this song was not probably one of my favorites out of...
Yeah, I see the vibe, like, Tame Impala was going for, but I don't know. It wasn't one of my favorites.
But the one part I did think was cool is, like, he was basically saying... Well, the song is saying... It's called I Keep On Lying. I Keep On Lying. So, he was saying to his, like, significant other that he would tell her as soon as he gets to the end of the song. I don't know what he means tell her about, but... He says, tell her as soon as he gets to the end of the song, and then he starts repeating that, and then that's when he stops singing. And, like, just, not that the song felt like it was dragging out, but it seemed like he intentionally made it be like, he's dragging out the song so that he doesn't have to even confront the problem that he was talking about. So it was kind of funny, that little aspect to it, but...
I like that. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah. The next track, Elephant.
This is another one of my personal favorites.
This one's really good, yeah. It's got, like, a super marching feeling to it. Like, feels like an elephant's just, like, walking around or something. So, I don't know. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's another one of my personal favorites, if I had to say.
Yeah, that one created, like, a heavy groove, like, compared to some of the other songs. It was the most...
Yeah, one of the most rock songs on here.
Yeah, definitely. The next track's She Just Won't Believe Me, which this one was kind of just like an interlude.
Yeah, this one it's an interlude. I kind of liked it, though.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I thought it was, like, pretty good.
It's like a minute long, and it only had, like, 4 lines, but it was cool sound. It was just, like, super loud synths, kind of, I think. But it was a good transition between Elephants and the next track, which the next track's, the title is Nothing That Has Happened So Far Has Been Anything We Could Control.
What a title.
So that's basically the idea of the song right there.
Like you've heard everything in the title, but the song itself is pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. It's like the second of the 2 really long tracks, like probably about 6 minutes long. So not really long, but the longest on the album.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I thought was pretty good. It had a good groove on it again. Yeah, it was kind of about like just accepting things in life that you have no control over, and like learning to not let that like drag you down, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we get to the final track, which is Sun's Coming Up.
This is a very slower one.
Yeah, this one was really interesting. It was just piano, and he was singing in a much lower octave than any of the other songs. So it was very different sounding. But it was, I thought it was a good outro because...
Me too.
The last half of the song, it's just like the sound of guitars with like wind and waves over it. Like you're at the beach, like contemplating on something. Like
yeah, it's like you're going to your thinking spot, and that's where you like all the thoughts finally come together.
Yeah. So it definitely felt like an outro for sure, and I thought it
definitely changed the vibe
out. And actually, the one part where he said playing his guitar while he's dying of cancer, apparently he was referencing his actual father who died of cancer in 2007.
Oh.
So like 5 years before this album came out, his dad died.
Oh.
So after like learning that and then hearing like the just silence and like just nature sounds on the last half of the song, it was like a really powerful outro, I feel like.
Yeah, sweet release moment.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to this album. I guess I already knew half the album, so I thought I knew what to expect, but even the other half that I didn't know, it was very different. So, but overall, like, you know, that psychedelic rock throughout the whole thing, and I thought that this album probably does it better in modern times than anyone I can think of. Like,
agreed.
So I was very pleased.
And I feel like this album is more like unpredictable than Currents was.
For sure.
And I think I like this one better. I think I do like this one a little better.
I actually had to go back and remind myself what score I gave Currents when I thought about what score I was going to give this album.
Yeah, I did not, so they might end up being about the same, but either way, I think I enjoyed this one a little bit better.
Yeah.
But maybe not a lot better, but definitely better.
Yeah, it's like, kind of like, it just felt slightly less mainstream somehow, even though there are definitely songs on Currents that it doesn't make me feel like it's mainstream. Like,
oh, not at all.
It's still abstract in ways, but yeah, this album was just different.
Yeah, there's something about this album that just hits stronger for me. Maybe it's like the concepts, because the thing with Currents is like a lot of the concepts are the same.
It's a lot of just relationship stuff.
Yeah, which I can see why more people like that.
Yeah.
But
this has some of that, but
yeah, I feel like I like it in lesser doses unless it's like a certain artist where I expect that. And I guess with Tame Impala, I don't really expect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, something about this album just really hit with me.
This album was just really like introspective, and I felt like it was talking about like general like problems that people have and like their ways of thinking throughout their lives. So I thought it was just very relatable. It was a good album.
Yeah. What have you got for it?
I'm gonna give it. I gave Currents a 9, and I am giving this a 9.5.
All right.
Because I don't really have a complaint. Like, there's the one song that felt like it probably was a little longer than it needed to be, but like it was really doing it to make a point in the song. So it's like excusable.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'd give it a 9.5 and not a 10 though. Like, everything about it was great. It was a great experience throughout. Like, really just transports you. Like, I didn't get bored of it at all by the end. I was just on the edge of my seat basically the whole time.
Like, I think there's only like 1 or 2 tracks that are just kind of decent. Like with Currents, there was quite a few that I'm like, it's good, but eh.
Yeah, for sure.
So in that vein, I'm giving this a 9. And I'm not sure what I gave Currents. I think I gave it an 8.5 if I remember correctly. But this one's definitely a 9.
Yeah, I thought this was great, and it's definitely my current favorite Tame Impala album now.
As of right now, me too. And I'll go to listen to the rest of Tame Impala's discography, but as of right now, I think this one is on the top for me. So for my next pick, we're going to do Iron Maiden again, but instead of the first album, we're going to do the last album, or at least the current one as of right now.
Okay.
We are doing, it's called Senjutsu. It's a double album, but it's not super long. There is a lot of long songs in there, but there's only about 10 tracks.